In this video, we are going to look at the differences between Himac slashers, both extreme duty and open front models, compared to the Himac Brushcutter. Both slashers and the Brushcutter have a 6mm thick reinforced slasher deck, with the primary difference being that the Brushcutter has an additional set of bracing for extra strength. All models feature front and rear safety chains, extra wide replaceable skids, multiple tie-down points, and rear fork pockets. Like over 85% of our products, all of these models are Australian made and backed by our industry-leading 24-month warranty. All models feature a solid, circular, serrated blade carrier, with the extreme and open front slashers at 16mm thick, while the Brushcutter is 20mm thick. The thicker and heavier the carrier, the greater cutting capacity, and therefore more demand from the machine. The heavier Brushcutter is ideal for thick and heavier vegetation, as well as for those full-time contractors with larger machines. Depending on your application, bigger is not always better, as the 16mm carrier on the slashers allows for greater tip speed and more efficient cutting of thinner vegetation. This makes it an ideal unit for grass and smaller brush. When it comes to blades, all models feature 4 blades. Slashers have regular blades with a single cutting edge, designed for an exceptionally clean cut on grass and finer vegetation. The Brushcutters have heavier and thicker Brushcutter blades, which feature twin cutting edges. This allows dual direction cutting to withstand much denser and thicker vegetation. The Extreme Duty Slasher does not have an open front or push bar. These units are designed for maximum safety around houses and sheds, and protection against debris. The open front slasher and Brushcutter both have an open front and push bar. This allows for a superior angle of attack for the blades when slashing tall vegetation and trees. While the push bar on the open front slasher has 6mm thick plate pressing, the Brushcutter push bar is built from rounded steel pipe that's 76mm in diameter. So the bigger the push bar, the greater the physical impact when driving into vegetation. The Brushcutter also has a larger front opening for even greater volume of material. Your machine's hydraulic flow rate can directly influence which model is most suitable. Both slasher models require a range of 40 to 130 litres per minute, typically more suited to a machine's standard flow. Anything over 130 LPM, usually high flow, and you would need to upgrade to a Brushcutter. The Brushcutter utilises a direct drive motor, which requires a 110 to 170 LPM flow range. It is also the only model to feature a grease nipple and grease line. This runs straight to the hub assembly, so you do not need to check and change oil like you do for the slashers. The Brushcutter also features a built-in pressure gauge. In terms of the thickness of the vegetation you can cut up to, we have 3 capacities to choose from. Of the slashers, the Extreme Duty model can cut growth up to 3.5 inches thick, that's 89mm, and the open front slasher another step up at 4 inches thick, that's 101mm. While both slashers are similar in build, it's the open front design that provides more space for vegetation coming in and to clear out of the cutting zone. Therefore, an increased performance from the same blade carrier. Compare this to the Brushcutter, which takes it to a whole new level at 5 inches thick. That's 127mm cutting capacity. With the slashers, you have 3 choices for cutting widths: 1500mm, 1600mm, and 1800mm. Of course, the width of your machine may dictate which cutting width is most suitable. The Brushcutter comes in one cutting width of 1800mm. We don't offer any smaller widths due to the generally larger models of skid steers that can run the Brushcutter. Aside from differences of features and specifications, we can compare slashers and the Brushcutter based on the type of work you are doing. To find out more about which model will suit your type of work, download our application guide with the link in the description. We hope this comparison overview can help inform your decision when purchasing a Himac slasher or Himac Brushcutter. For any questions regarding our product range, or to get a quick quote, please call our friendly team on 1800 888 114.